What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video, coming at you with a Valkyr build video. This is the Acolyte Slayer Valkyr. It does so much damage, you don't even realize you killed an Acolyte. Trust me, it's so stupid. Oh, and it's pretty simple to build and you don't need that much investment. It focuses mainly on her talents to deal damage, and everything else in her kit is a utility weapon. Her melee is a utility weapon. Her guns are utility weapons. Now, if you do want to see this build in action again, let's just go into a Steel Path mission. I mean, if you guys want to see it against Corrupted, let's actually go into Corrupted, because I know a lot of people be like, oh, but you don't do it against Corrupted. They're just squishier. So we'll take our fancy miter, pop a Dexterity Arcane, and let's just go have some fun in a Mott survival real quick. Oh, that's Vor. God damn. He just died, dude. I didn't even realize. It's too much spinny. I don't even realize what enemy I'm killing. Holy heck. Oh, and this is the dude, Mania, that knocks everyone up. Hey, buddy. Easy as that. Easy as that. You see how weak the Acolytes are to this setup? They can't do anything to you. Oh, here comes the Acolyte. Oh, here's no. Oh, well, that was an Nullifier. And that was an Acolyte. Yep. I didn't even notice them. Oh my god, how stupid is this build? Oh, here's a Nullifier. Shoot, and there you go. See how easy it is to, oh, can I please move? Thanks. You see, easy nullifiers. This build is catered to those who don't want to feel like they have to do extra things to deal crazy damage and farm steel essence. So for one, if you don't have Prime Surefooted, hey, this build is just for you. You don't want to get a stat stick for your Korra so you can be smacking those bad guys all the way to the next dimension, then this build is for you. You don't want to play a Naros, then this build is for you. All you have to do is press 3 buttons. Her Hysteria. Wait, her War Cry, her Hysteria, and her subsumed ability, which is Silence. Go to enemies and just murder them. That's it. You want to do red crits? Then boom, you got him. You want to deal crazy damage? You got him. What more do you need? Bleed procs? Yes, I would love some bleed procs. But hey, let's be honest, if DE gave status chance to Valkyr's Hysteria, she will have the strongest exalted weapon in the game. Her exalted weapon already hits really hard, so do not underestimate her exalted melee. So it's great for those raw damage setups where you just need to go in there, deal damage, get out. Okay, let's take a look at the loadout. But before we get to the loadout, let me explain how this setup works. Step 1, let's start off with her War Cry. A lot of people have misconceptions about this ability. They think when you cast the ability, it will slow down enemies. But as you can see right now, we casted it and it doesn't slow these enemies down, because it only slows down enemies on the initial cast within the vicinity of where she is. It's just a slow for the initial cast of the ability, and if you're using the Augment Eternal War, well, you're not going to be slowing anything down. It has 2 good things. It gives you armor. Well, we don't really care about armor since we're going to be invulnerable, but it also gives you attack speed and crap tons of attack speed, which is really good for this setup because we want to be killing enemies super fast. All right, another thing we need to look at is her Hysteria. Do you see this ring expanding? Just to keep it simple, no 2 things. Don't stay in this form for too long without killing anything, because if you don't, you go out of it, you take a lot of damage. But thanks to shield gating, you don't die. Another thing that we need to look at is silence. Now, what's so good about silence? Let's take a look at stuns enemies and will limit their perception and tactical responses to gunfire and Warframe attacks. Here, I'll make it easier for you. Press button. Stun enemies when you get close to them. Go back, go close, stun them again. Cool, right? Now, another cool thing that people don't know about this ability is that any special ability that enemies have gets silenced. So think of it like an ability in an MMO where you can silence a mage and they can't cast their abilities. So heavy gunner stomps, they can't use them. And you know what's another good thing? Acolytes. It tells Acolytes to shut the F up. Especially that annoying Acolyte that really triggers a lot of people. Violence. Violence comes in and says, hey, you can't use your abilities. But with silence active, you just walk up to Violence and go, you mad, bro? You mad, bro? Pretty much, yeah, you're being a little kid, teabagging him because he can't silence you back. So that's the great thing about silence. So you're permanently in your war cry. But then you say, oh, but what about a nullifier? Just kill it. Here we go. Steel charge in the aura to give us raw damage because we're not going to be running condition overload. We just want raw damage. That's why we got Arcane Fury. You crit, you get increased melee damage. All of this will add on to your talents. Power strength also adds on to your talents. Your talents damage scales off equipped mods and power strength, and also other buffs like, of course, Steel Charge and Arcane Fury. It's all about raw melee damage and elemental damage bonus. So with 214 power strength with Transient Fortitude, Umbral Intensify, and Power Drift. Oh wow, we finally get to see Power Drift instead of Prime Surefooted. And why are we not using Prime Surefooted? Because we're always in Hysteria. We don't get knocked down. And if we want to get out of Hysteria, just make sure to Rolling Guard and deactivate Hysteria. And why do we need to deactivate Hysteria after a bit? Because the longer you're on Hysteria, the more energy it will start to drain. So maybe after like 3-4 minutes, just deactivate it, reactivate it, it's all good. Now here we have a lot of energy with Prime Flow. Combine that with Streamline and Equilibrium and Arcane Energize, we're gonna have a lot of energy income. Now why are we using Equilibrium? Here's a little trick, and it's with our Panzer Vulpaphyla. It's equipped with the 2 synth mods. Now with Synth Construct, it has 25% chance to drop health orbs with enemies injured by your Kavat, and it's gonna injure a lot of people, especially with its viral quills. It's spreading those viral spores everywhere, and what allows us to pick up those health orbs even though we're full HP is Synth Fiber. We don't care about healing this Panzer, it's just there for utility. So once we pick up the health orb, Equilibrium right here is gonna convert health pickups to energy and vice versa. So that's the great trick here. And the health orbs converted to energy will actually help proc Arcane Energize. And on top of that, we can also be in Xeneric. With its first node, we get 50% additional energy from energy pickups. And continuing on with the build, we're going to have a rank 7 Narrow-Minded. We don't want it to be max rank because we want to limit the range of our silence. The great thing about silence is that you don't want to CC the entire room. With silence, you want to have a controlled range, either base range at 20 meters or a little bit under that, since you're going into melee range. You want to stun the enemies for a brief moment and move on to the next one. The stun only lasts for 2 seconds and cannot be refreshed unless you go out of range and come back. So with a rank 7 Narrow-Minded, we have 10 meters. And Eternal War, the augment to maintain our second ability up with every melee kill. Now, let's take a look at her talents. It's all about damage. Raw damage. Sacrificial Steel, bringing our crit chance all the way up to 160%. Prime Pressure Point for more raw damage. If you have an Umbra Forma, pop it in if you want more crits. Hey, it's all good. But we want more damage, so we went with Prime Pressure Point because we're going to get more crits from other sources. And I'll show you how. So, Prime Reach for the range. Put range, please. Put range. A lot of people say, we don't need range. Yes, you do need range. More enemies hit. Better DPS. Faster kills. Put range. Don't be a Papega. Organ Shatter to multiply our crits. And we have the 2 elemental mods to give us raw corrosive damage because we're mostly going up against armored units. If you want, you can always switch it out to gas, toxin. It's up to you depending on the faction you're up against. Prime Fury for that instantaneous attack speed. That pairs well with her Warcry. And this Smite mod. This is going to multiply all of our outgoing damage. Unfortunately, we don't have great status chance. We can't run Weeping Wounds. We're not going to be dealing with DOTs. I mean, it would be pretty broken if Valkyr had higher status chance. We can go with a slash heavy focused build and using the stealth multipliers from Silence. That will be pretty busted. Now, what's giving us our crits is the not Blood Rush, not Weeping Wounds. These do not work on exalted weapons, period. Now, the set effect of the Gladiator mods will carry over to your Talons. If they're modded on there, they'll just give you the flat number, which is the crit damage or the attack speed, but the set effect will not work. But if it's from an external source, which is from your other melee, that will help increase the crits. So let's take a look here. We have no buffs up at the moment. We go in and we're going to start building up combo. We start off with orange crits. That was still pretty fast, right? We start off with orange crits and notice that I have Bane of Grenier and we're still shredding them. You see how the crits start to change? It's because we're building up combo and that helps us stack up the Gladiator set bonus. And boom, there it goes. There it goes. We got red crits. I know that's gonna make a lot of people happy because they love red crits. For some reason, it's just very satisfying. And let's be honest, it's very satisfying. So without being copium and changing your UI colors so you can have red crits, you can actually achieve red crits fairly easy with Valkyr. Now notice I'm not doing the basic combo because the basic combo sucks. She does way more damage with her slide attack. And no, do not use her slam attacks. They do not force proc bleeds. Just because they are claw melees, they will not be the same as Venka or Ripka's or any of the other claw melees. They will do a slam attack just like Baruch, which is just horrible damage. We're going to be using the side attack to achieve the maximum DPS output. Now, why are we using these weapons? You can, to be honest, the primary weapon doesn't matter. I'm just using it as a utility weapon. It's got Amalgam Serration and all these other mods with primary dexterity. We don't care about the damage increase. We just want the combo duration. You can stack 2 dexterity arcanes together to give you more combo. Right there. Look at that, 20-second combo duration. Pay attention when I remove one, just one. Our combo went down. So yes, they do stack. So there you go. That's how we have so much combo duration. All you have to do is kill. That's pretty much it. All right, guys, that is it from the Valkyr build video. And if you enjoyed it and learned something with this video, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.